Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Thursday nights. I'm your host, Jason Thrifts. Now, usually, as of the past 2 months, tonight would be a how-to. How to do this, how to do that. And then before that, Thursday nights was Thrifty Business. However, since I'm teaching a free CD class next week, I know there are still people out there who haven't signed up, who have never taken my classes, and who are still naysayers. So tonight, I want to open the floor to you, not to ridicule you or make fun or poo-poo you, but to educate you. And yes, happy birthday to my mommy. And see what your hump is. Now, Kevin just popped up. Kevin, I'm going to use you as my guinea pig because Kevin don't know shit about music. And that's not an insult. He freely admits it. However, if Kevin has a smartphone and Kevin can read, I can teach Kevin how to do it. You look, having the knowledge I have of music in my head is definitely a plus. It is definitely a plus. If I could download that on a thumb drive and give it to you, I'd be a millionaire by now, but I can't. And this knowledge started at 6 years old and really increased when I worked in the different CD stores. But I can't impart that to you. But what I can impart to you is how to use this thing in your pocket, use these things right here, and you too can do it. Yep, see, there's Kevin. Nope. But Kevin can read. I fully know Kevin can read, and I know Kevin can use a phone. And so if you can do that, I can educate you. So tonight, now, look, let's start with a woman in Tony Boss's group. Tony Boss is my good friend. And Tony and myself and our other friend, Sasha, we have a three-way chat on Facebook because all three of us sell a ton of media. The three of us together are like the Three Musketeers of selling media. And we always, like, look what I sold today kind of thing. And so I popped tonight's this little get together in Tony's group, in a group led by a man who sells media like I do. And there was a naysayer. And here's what she said. I'm suspicious because I see a ton of CDs and DVDs on eBay that seem to be going for cents rather than dollars. And with eBay fees, pray tell, how would a person realistically make thousands selling in an already glutted market? Seriously? All right, let's break that down. I see a ton of CDs and DVDs on eBay that are going for pennies. Yeah, guess what? You see a ton of jeans going for pennies. You see a ton of books going for pennies. You see a ton of American dolls going for pennies. You see a ton of Barbies going for pennies. But guess what? If you're educated in the right Barbies, in the right Pokemon cards, in the right books, you hunt for the ones that go for lots of money. That's what I educate you on. Yes, every single product that every one of us sells, unless you're straight up selling just bricks of gold, everything we sell, there are plenty of stuff within that product range that suck. That's just it. That's how it is. But guess what? Yes, tons of artwork. If I can educate you to find the good stuff, that's what we're talking about. Now, then she's shocked that I can't make money. Let's look at my Amazon from January 1st to now. So we're at 4.5 months. Okay, on Amazon, it's almost all CDs, couple cassettes here and there, couple books here and there, maybe a record or two. But I would say it's 97% CDs, all right? Oops, that's my happy place. All right. So in the first 4.5 months, I've done $9,000 in CD sales, 304 units, average price of just about $30 per CD. Now, at just $9,000 in 4.5 months of CDs. Now, does that number excite you? Does that excite you? So I replied and I said, like with any product, you have to be educated to the good and not the bad. Which I should have wrote, you have to be educated to both. So you skip the bad and pick the good. I said, it isn't glutted if you find the right CDs. The class is free. Sign up and see what you think. Nothing to lose. In the meantime, here's a perfect example. Here's the example I sent her. Kid Rock CD. I would think most of you have heard of Kid Rock. I have sold this CD about 30, 35 times. I happily paid $25 in Amoeba Records so I could sell it for $200. I don't want you to waste time buying Celine Dion and Britney Spears CDs that are a dime a dozen. I want you to find the Kid Rock CD that's worth $200. There is no gating on eBay and Discogs pear tree finds. So argument, check. Yes, I got lucky. I have grandfathered into Amazon, but guess what? 9,000 is just part of the story. I sell a ton on Discogs, a ton on eBay. And if I couldn't sell on Amazon, all the ones I sell on Amazon would end up on eBay or Discogs, where everybody can sell. So she had a reply to my $200 Kid Rock CD. Oh, I know there's money to be made. A couple years ago, I found a tub full of CDs at our dump. Okay, so let's break this down. She got CDs for free. Awesome. In perfect condition, must have been over 300. And a member in this group suggested I research on Discogs. Just what I said. And I did. Out of all those CDs, I found 3 that were rare. Sold one for $250 and the other 2 rare ones for a total of $150. So she took 300 free crappy CDs and only sold 3 of them for $400. And yet she's about to complain. Can you fathom it? The rest were non-sellers. I worked that tub for a year. Okay, that's a mistake. Let's not do a Debbie year or a Debbie 16 years. Let's get that crap moving. So I gave them away at my former job. But can be money. I'm still suspicious about everyone making money. Now, the other thing that she's suspicious about is she's suspicious that there's not enough for Debbie and Lisa and Claudia and Scott and Brian and Tina. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. So next week, one of the things we're going to talk about in the class, and I have no idea the order of my picture, so bear with me for a quick sec. Yeah, okay, there we go. All those red dots, and let me make it bigger. Let me get my big ass head out of the way. All those red dots with the concentrations in the major cities are record stores across the country. Come on, zoom in, please. All right. Look at all these record stores. This is today. This isn't 1970. This is today. Now, granted, if you're in the middle of Wyoming, there ain't no record store. Now, there are thrift stores, but this is just record stores because I make a ton of my money right from the record stores. But if you live anywhere near a major city, which I would say most of us do, you got a lot of options. A lot of options. Okay, so David doesn't understand how a Christmas CD with Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey can sell for $200. It's like with any collectible, David, or a rare thing. If you can't easily access it, those of us who find it can charge a premium. And didn't know Dave was going to ask that. So I had one Christmas CD loaded up. Oh my gosh. Hold, please. Oh, please. I will, I will make my point in a second. There we go. Back it up. David, I bet you're about to be shocked that I sold not one, but 2 Terry Bradshaw Christmas CDs for $80 each. They were sitting on a budget rack outside a little tiny record store in San Francisco for $2.99. But why'd I get $80? Not because Terry Bradshaw is a fine singer, because he ain't. Because the novelty and because of how rare it is. And that is what I teach. Yes, and that's the other thing. So Becky, I'm to CDs what Becky is to jewelry. And she says that people claim that no one's buying. I sell these nutty, expensive CDs every single day. Every single day. Here's some more examples. Here's a special version of Hotel California, possibly one of the most popular albums of all time. I got $95 for it. $95. Now, do you know the difference between the $2 version and the $95 version? Probably not. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm teaching. All right. So who else is here that, do you believe? Okay, I know a lot of you do. I want to talk to the ones that don't. Are you here? Did you have the gumption to show up? Now, the other thing, and you're going to hear a lot about this in the next week as we leave the class. See this picture of this house? I own this house. More specifically, my wife owns this house. And it is not the house we live in, but it is my complete eBay office and is paid for just out of CD sales. I bought a second house. Technically, my wife bought it. And then my business, Big Girl LLC, pays rent there. So not only do the CD sales pay for this residence, I get to write it off because it's rent. And guess what? This house has gone up, we've owned it for a little over 3 years now. It has gone up about 70%. So not only are CD sales paying for me to have an extra house? When I'm done with said extra house and done with this office, I'm going to make a shit ton of money, all brought on by selling CDs. Now, the funny thing was, I didn't want to share this house for quite a while because I didn't want to come off as braggy. But when I started to look at what an amazing business decision it was for Stacy and I, if you can do it, do it. Now, look, John, my buddy who helps me put together these things, said, what'd you do last year in just CDs sales? And I figured it out. And let me get the exact number. I told him I want to be floating out right around $45,000 in CD sales just last year. And I sell a ton of other stuff too. I do 6 figures in sales. So if you can add just $500 a month, that is $6,000 extra dollars a year to you. What if you could add $1,000 a month? Obviously, $12,000 a year. So this house was a steal because the woman who lived in it was passing away and her adult kids wanted it sold quick. And so I was already about to go rent a space and get my business out of my house. And when you rent a space, what do you have at the end of that? Cash checks. That's it. But this was a way better business decision, and one that everyone should strive for. It involves some luck. Sad luck as it may be, my neighbor was passing away, and I bought her house from her kids. So that's what I did. It can be done. Look, my mom started flipping CDs and doing good at it. She still didn't grasp the whole scanning thing, but we sat down together in a store in Fullerton, California last month, and she fully understands. Now, I wish I could sit down with every one of you. That is impossible, but if we're ever near each other, I'll be happy to sit down with you. But man, once you scan a couple hundred CDs, you understand exactly what you're doing, exactly what you're looking for, and exactly what you need. Look, there are so many CDs around this office that are for sale currently and that we're still processing, boxes upon boxes. And I don't really go hunting for them because I have too much. I got 6,000 videotapes I got to work on. I got about 3,000 records I got to work on. But big collections show up in junk stores down the street from me. People call me. I see things on Craigslist. And so when you can get an entire collection for pennies on the dollar, it doesn't matter that there's 250 duds. It matters about the scores. And here's what we're doing with duds. This is from a collection I bought, and I'm having my new assistant, Norma, go through it and research it for me, and we're pulling out the good ones. Now, in this collection, I already pulled out all the good ones from the first few boxes, sold them, and made all my money back into profit on the first maybe 25 CDs out of like 700. And then what we're doing as we're pulling out the good ones, we are taking the crappy ones, and I paid 10 cents a CD. And we're making them in lots of 100. And so the last lot of 100 sold for $117, about $1 a CD. And so I took the crap, I made it attractive, and I turned 10-cent CDs into $1, but not one at a time, 100 at a time. And I'm going to do that over and over and over and over. Look at that. Todd has believed for 22 years. Yeah, Todd's another one of my good friends who's a great media seller. So we're out there, and I don't mind sharing my processes with all of you. I never have. And then people get mad on the other end of the aisle. People get mad that I'm teaching my own competition. Did you see all those red dots of record stores around the country? I live in 2 places. Most of us live in one place. My wife now lives in Phoenix, so I spend my time there too. And so I do have 2 home cities. Other than that, I can't be in New Jersey, and I can't be in Chicago, and I can't be in Miami, and I can't be in Tennessee, or, so there's stuff everywhere. And that's just a map of record stores. How about the thrift stores? How about every garage sale? How about every flea market, every antique mall, there's CDs? Scan barcodes or the front of the CD? Yes. And we're going to talk about that more next Thursday. So yeah, I should have had the banner running. Let's get the banner up for the class. So it's www.thriftingclass.com. Let me make sure I spell it right, since I have a habit of misspelling the word thrifting, oddly enough. Whoops. Let's edit that, scroll that, boom, and shaboom. And let me pop it in the chat so those of you can just click on it if you haven't signed up yet. Thrifting class. This is where it's got to be right, because it's going to be a clickable link. Wow. Yes, exactly. Oh, Todd, I couldn't have said it better. Thank you, Todd. Our job is not to compete, is to curate and get it to the right person. Look, I got a Holy Grail CD, and I'm going to add it to my class next week because if one of you finds it, I'll pay you handsomely for it. I have a CD I have never found in all my years of hunting. Now I have seen it for sale for $500. As much as I want it, I don't want to spend $500. I'd rather find it. But if one of y'all find it, I'll give you a couple $100 for it. Elisa signed up today. Boom. So that's not really a question, David. How about Beatles CDs or original records? Sure. How about them? You got more of a question there? Because, yeah, of course, Beatles original records, absolutely worth money. Beatles CDs, some, but not much because guess what? They sold a lot. Britney Spears sells a lot of CDs. Metallica sells a lot of CDs. Now, within that, Metallica will have some rare singles here and there, but you're looking for the obscure. You're looking for the out of print. You're looking for the rare. That's what I want to teach everybody. Hey, there's my mom. There's the birthday girl. Oh, do I have any birthday things ready? Or do I? No, but we'll go winner for my mom's birthday. Winner. Happy birthday, Mom. Okay, Mom's 79. Now, this is the other where people can't say, I can't. She's 79 years old, and she's scanning CDs in a record store and pulling out good stuff. Everyone can do it. Okay? There's no excuses because my mom is always my benchmark. Always my benchmark. My mom rode a horse to town when she was 16. We didn't live in the 1800s. People had cars in the 50s, but my mom didn't. She had a horse though, so she rode a horse to town. Tina, we've tried everything. Let's take that off, Deb, because it's a frustrating situation that can't be solved because she lives way too deep in the woods. Look at that. Boom. And Joe's got my mom by 3 years, and Joe's out there scanning. All right. So here, let's go check a few more. So it'll be a refresher for those who have done the classes. There'll be some new. And of course, you know that this is going to lead to something else. So you heard it here first. There will be something tied to the back end of this class next week. That'll be next level shit. Next level. So I'm excited to go next level. All right. So I had a few more things prepped. Let's see here. What's happening here? But come on. All right. There we go. Yeah. So we had Kid Rock for 200, Eagles for 95, Terry Bradshaw, not one but two for $80. How about some Peter, Paul, and Mary? $3. This was from the store that Mom and I scanned at. It was originally new at Tower Records. This was still sealed at Tower Records for $21. I picked it up for $3 in Fullerton and then sold it online for $50. Woohoo! David found a Beatles Help record mono for $5 and it's from 1965. Nice. That mono stuff does well. Now, even though we're talking about CDs tonight, I did find the Beatles yesterday and today, the second state, for those who understand what that is, the butcher cover pasted over, at a estate sale for $8. Sealed. I sold it for $3,300 on eBay. So yes, you don't have to be grandfathered into Amazon, although it's nice. You don't have to be to make money on eBay and Discogs. So here's what I want you to do too. Post this link on your socials. Please tell your friends, hey, come take this free class next week. And Jason's going to get you started off. If you've never done CDs, we'll get you started off because we're talking about the 5 big things you need to start. All right. So here's the things that we are talking about. Oh, I just sold a CD. Nothing exciting, just $12. But those all add up too. So the topics we are covering next week. Tested and true tips and tricks on how to source CDs to flip. Now, it's going to be more so. Here is the reasons I hear people say I can't do it. And then here's how you can. Organizing the tools to use in the field to research which CDs to source. Now, look, if you got a flip phone, I can't help you. The only thing I can help you is go buy yourself an iPhone and do your time and your business a favor. Selecting the places to find the CDs to flip beyond the norm. So, of course, you'd assume garage sale and record store and flea market. And even the record store, I think a lot of people don't realize how much money I make from record stores. They know what they're doing to a degree. I know more. And I sell my stuff to the world, whereas they sell their stuff only to the local customer who walks in. Then we're talking about comparing and contrasting the online sites to flip the CDs. What do you need to know about eBay? What do you need to know about Discogs? Can you sell on Amazon? And then, of course, once you get done with all of that and you got them sold, you got to ship them. So we're going to talk about shipping too. I've talked about my mystery CD before. There was a band called the J. Giles Band. They were huge in the 70s and 80s. And their lead singer was Peter Wolf. And then he quit and they made one more album without him. The album was lead singing duties went to the keyboard player Seth Justman, and it only came out on CD once in Japan. Like it was released for like 1 month in Japan. So never domestically. It's called You're Getting Even While I'm Getting On by the J. Giles Band. So yeah, I've always hunted for it. Like I said, I could pay $500. I think there's one still on eBay for 500. But nah. I mean, I'd rather find it, but I've also been looking for 25 years. So if one of y'all find it and you'd take like $200, I'd pay you. It's not. Plus, if I paid $500 for a CD, my wife would kick my ass. Luckily, there's plenty of people out there that will pay $500 for a CD, and their wives won't kick their asses. And it's cool that Stacy will kick my ass because it'd be silly to spend $500 on a CD. Now, all that being said, there is so much hidden gold out there for all of us. I get reached out to by one of the members of my groups, a person who's taken my classes in the past, and they're like, Jay, you are the expert. I need your advice. He told me what he had. It took me quite a while to get my jaw off the floor. He has 11 CDs, 10 of the same title, and then one of a different title. 11 CDs that when sold, probably, more than likely, will bring in for those 11. And I don't mean 1,100. I mean 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those 11 CDs will sell for $20,000. Let that sink in. He has 11 CDs here. Let me count off 11 right here. Because in this office, there's always CDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. He has a stack this big that will turn into $20,000. He can sell 11 CDs and go out and buy a nice car for cash. Now, I didn't find those, but he did. And I'm helping him make sure he gets the most money for him. Oh, I just sold a book. Now I sold a book. Now, we're not talking about books, are we? No, we're not. But you see this picture? This is me and my happy place. This is Amoeba Records in Hollywood. And I just sold a book for $90 that I bought at Amoeba Records for $20. So not only do CD stores have music, they also have books. No, it is not gangster rap, Todd. It is even more amazing than that. Oh, yeah, there's always people willing to pay because his CDs are going to sell for about $2,000 each. So there's always people out there. Now, the amount of people paying $2,000 for a CD, they're not as many as those people who pay $3 for a CD. So when you have $2,000 CDs or even $500 CDs, you have to have patience. And this is where the Debbie School of Thought comes in. You just list them and wait. Because that customer willing to pay $500 might not show up today, tomorrow, next week, next month. It might be 3 years, but that's part of this game. You just got to wait till that person shows up. Now, let me tell you, vinyl came back a while ago, and then cassettes. And you know what's hot again? CDs had lost their luster. I'm in CD collecting groups right now. It's all about buying CDs again. It's crazy how cyclical this media is. It's amazing. Funny, Kent. Signed Elvis CDs. No, that would not even be a possibility. Yep. Yeah, there's Brian. All right. So anyone else in the chat not believe, have not taken anyone in the chat who's been around me for a while but never taken any of my CD classes? Because that's who I want to talk to. That's why I want to find out why. Even my paid ones. Look, my paid ones, you find one or two of the things that I teach you about in the paid one, it pays for that class instantly, and then you have that knowledge forever. And so from that point on, everything else you find is just pure gravy, just pure profit. Here, let me make my giant head smaller again. Look at all these CDs. This is one store, and you're only seeing about half the store in this picture. The other half is this way and this way. And so look how much. Now there's records in this store, there's cassettes. Look how much is here. Look at it. So I will spend 3 to 5 hours at the store every time I go. And Stacy's gotten really good at this, and she fully understands the scanning, and she's short, so she does the underneath, and she loves the hunt. It went from she hated CD shopping to she loves the treasure hunt because she knows that with her scanning skills, she can find a $20 CD that's $200. But I said, hon, I hit all our high points every time we go to the store. I spend 3 to 5 hours, but there's so much of the store I never get to because I'm making money out of the high points, the points I teach. I want to work the rest of the section. So there is a hotel right across the street. There's a W right across the street. And I said, I want to spend 8 to 10 hours in the store over a period of 2 days. My hips won't let me stand for 8 straight hours, but I'm going to get the hotel across the street, and I'm going to come and I'm going to 3 hours. And then I'm going to go to lunch and take a little break. And then I'm going to come back and knock out another 3 hours. And then I'm going to probably take a little nappy nap. And then I come back, and then I'll meet some friends at a tiki bar, and then come back in the evening with a little buzz on and do another couple hours, give in the morning and do it again. I want to hit every section in the store, and I plan on spending about $5,000. Now, that $5,000 with my skill set and my knowledge will turn into probably $25,000. Now, you got to have that bankroll to do that. I am not recommending anyone else do that because I'm insane, but I know what I can do, and I know what I can take my money and turn it into. And to me, this is my happy place. Besides any point of any place in the world with my wife, after that, this is my happy place. And this store specifically, I will spend hours in here and not be bored. Yeah. And it's funny because Todd said he wants to do it with me. Friends who are other media sellers have spent some time with me, and they are, even those who do it good, like Todd, they're amazed at my speed. They're amazed at the things I pick out that most people just don't even notice. And so I always try and figure out how to put that into a class, quantify it, and give it back to you guys. Nope, there is no inventory of used items, Kent. That would take stores forever. They get used stuff in, put a price sticker on it, and they put it on the shelf. Yep, there is no database. Yep, I would love to come to Austin because there's also great tiki bars. So, yeah. Now, some stores do, Kent. And what I do is the few that do, I could call them all day long. Go, do you have this? Do you have that? But I will every once in a while call around and go, hey, do you have this? And then I'll have it sent over to the store closest to my house. But also the joy is being there. The joy is because here's the other thing, and I taught this in a past class. The stores that put on, they scan into their database and they print out a sticker with the actual name of the CD on it. Let me see if I have one real quick to show you. Of course, I wasn't prepped for that. And I'm probably, perfect. Here's a perfect example. Okay, let's make love soundtrack. Here's a soundtrack. Now, at this same store, if they get some cool CD that isn't in their database, it just says generic pre-owned CD on the back. That's what I hunt for. Why isn't it in the database? Is it that old? Is it that rare? It's a weird import. That's what I'm hunting for. And so those wouldn't show up in any database. So you physically got to be there. Boots on the ground, eyes in the racks, scanning, flipping, going to town. Oh, yeah. Nola's great. Absolutely. Would love to be everywhere with you guys. Because let me tell you, for those of you who don't do it hardcore yet, when you see me do it, when you sit next to me and do it, that switch gets flipped and you fully get it even better. Oh, me and Debbie are fighting over comments now. That's for next week, Dale. Tune in. The class is next week. Tonight is talking to people who are like, I don't know if I can do this. All right, Michelle. Can't wait to see you next week. So, Dale, are you signed up? Because besides the fact that I can teach anyone, my buddy Joe's in here. He's 82. My mom's 79. They scan. They can do it. No one can say they can't. Look, last night I took my team, Zoe and Norma, who work for me. They keep my office running. Took my team to a little office outing. We got some burgers at Gordon Ramsay, and we went and saw the Doobie Brothers. And walking by us, all small and old and hunched over, big hump on her back, maybe 4'10", looked about 90 years old, but she was at a rock concert to rock out. Hell yeah. That's punk rock right there. She don't let nothing stop her. Her age, her hunched over, her shortness. No, she was at a rock concert to rock out. That's awesome. So no one can say I can't do it. Now, I do have one or two odd friends that have flip phones. I don't understand. I don't. So if that's the case, I can give you knowledge, but man, without your tool, this is the tool that runs your business. Without your tool, not much I can tell you. I can give you lists. I can sign you. I can point you in the right direction. But man, a smartphone, plus, it's not just for scan CDs. The smartphone helps you run all your business from wherever you're at in the world. I can be sitting in a bar with friends and my wife having a tiki drink, and I see a customer needs something, and I can take care of it in an instant. Get that sale. Get it. All right, there. See, I knew we'd have one. I am going to trash it because, look, let me tell you, smartphones are not cheap, and I always go to the top because I use the hell of my phone. It earns its money. This phone costs like $1,200. It's got 3 cameras on it. It has taken tens of thousands of pictures and looked up tens of thousands of things in the field and recorded concerts and lets me play Wordle and everything else. So although it is an expensive expense, it really earns its keep. I mean, it takes amazing photos, and it's used 4 straight hours a day, 2 to 3 days a week without faltering. It is a business device. So if you don't have one, it will pay itself back in how quickly you can do things, how quickly you can research, how quickly you can list, how quickly you can take pictures, how much better your pictures look. It will pay itself back. I know it hurts in the beginning, but in the long run, boom. And look, you don't got to go to the top if you can't afford the top, but because when the new top comes out, which will be about September, this will be 2 tops ago. This is still a kick-ass phone. This is the 12 Max Pro. So when the 14 comes out, whatever it's going to be called, the 14 Max Pro, these 12s are good. Go back and get one of those because they won't be as expensive. But if you can afford the 14 Max Pro or whatever it's going to be called, go get it. If you can get the top of the line when you're talking about technology, always try and get that because it'll stay better longer than, going to 2 years ago. Yep. Tax deductible. Androids are not for the win. Androids are Apple's where it's at. All right. Oh, yeah. The thrifts in Dallas are a little weird sometimes. Yikes. But good record stores in Dallas. Really good. And, this great big one, if anyone knows the name of it, it's out in Arlington. Kind of like a big warehouse. That was amazing. And only had like an hour there. And I was like, I have to come back to Dallas just to go to this record store in Arlington because there was so much in there. That's where the thing, the woman in Tony Boss Group who said, I can't believe there's enough for all of us. These stores, the record stores are huge. Thrift stores are everywhere. Garage sales are everywhere. They all have CDs. All of them. And so why can't we all be successful at it? Why not? Because there's customers thirsting for music, especially international customers. The international language ain't love nor food. It's music. BTS, if you don't know, Korean boy band, biggest band in the world, and they just started singing in English. They sing in Korean, and they're the biggest band in the world. They sold out 5 nights at SoFi Stadium in LA, which seats like 65, 70,000 people. 5 nights in 32 seconds. A Korean band that sings mostly in Korean. That is the true international language. So if you sell internationally, when you find all this kick-ass music, it goes all over the world. All over the world. I do not test any of my CDs, Dixie Girl. I don't test any of my records. And the only thing I test every once in a blue moon is if I'm selling a very expensive cassette. I will, of course, grade everything with my eyes, but a cassette will get popped in the cassette deck just to make sure it didn't get warped at some point in its life. But when people go, don't you test? I figured out once the amount of CDs I have sold and records and tapes. It would take me 54 years, 24 hours a day listen to everything. Of course, there's no time for that. Record stores don't do that. Why do I need to do that? You don't worry about it. So again, if you can read, if you can see there's any scratches on the back, actually, you can probably see this one. I can see it right there. Boom. See those couple scratches right there? I have a machine that will get rid of those scratches, but there are a couple scratches right there. As long as you can see it, you can talk about it. Now, if you don't have a CD repair machine like myself, you might have to listen to it if it's got some scratches to make sure it's going to play through. But I tend, even though I got the repair machine, I tend to look at the things that are in better shape than the things in worse shape. But now I can buy the worse shape ones because I have a machine that magically turns them back to almost new. There we go. I got Lisa started. I got to get her to do a little bit more. Look at that. Her first CD sale, paid $3, sold for $69. Boom. Lisa's in Canada. I haven't got to Canada in years. I can't get to those stores. Lisa can. All right. So do me a favor, www.thriftingclass a week from tonight. Now, I'm going to give you a little caveat. I'm going to be in Phoenix with my wife. So taking the microphone, taking the camera, but I'll be off my laptop. And we don't have as robust Wi-Fi there as we do here. I am going to hook right up to the modem, and I will be running a couple tests throughout the week. So it should be just fine. It probably won't be crystal clear, but I'm sweaty and blotchy. So if it's not crystal clear, probably better. Probably better. You don't see all this gray, So class will be Thursday night, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock West Coast, 7 Central. Please take the thriftingclass.com, pop it onto your socials, let your friends know. Anyone that's selling, wants to sell, this is where it's at. And here's one thing I didn't talk about tonight. We'll kind of probably end on this. Every CD is 4 ounces. Every CD is this shape. Yes, there's some doubles and yes, a couple box sets. But for the most part, 92% of all CDs are the same shape, height, width, and weight. So when you know how that is, think about the stuff my mom buys. She buys a giant football toy chest. She buys a tension pole lamp. She buys jet skis. She buys a TV VCR. Every single one of those things takes time and thought and materials to pack and ship. This don't. And once you know how to ship one, you know how to ship them all. They're the same. It's one of the greatest products of all time because A, the music's known around the world, and B, you don't have to think. Once you know how to ship it, you don't have to think ever again. They're all the same. It's easy. It is easy. All right. I won't sing and scare you. No, there's not going to be a show Thursday because there's going to be a class on Thursday. Can't do two things at the same time. Now, look, I love selling clothes too. I have tons of clothes, and we're actually working on big bins of clothes next in this office. But I get it because, I got a small t-shirt and I got a giant jacket with lining. Those are, they can't, it can't even do the same shipping because they're two totally different things. And I get it. It's a lot of work to do clothes. It ain't a lot of work to do music. Because again, when we get to the research part of it, can you read? I think y'all can. You can read. You can do this. Where can you get a CD repair machine? I love my Echo Pro 2. It is made by Elm. Is it just Elm Company? Hold, please. Elm Tree. Hold on. It's called the Echo Pro 2. Let me tell you, it ain't cheap. But it's one of those things that took me a long time to get. And once I got it, I was mad I didn't get it sooner because it earned its keep for me right away. Yeah, so you're talking about $1,600 by Elm USA. There are even better ones than that. But these lesser ones you can buy at home, A, they don't do as good as work, and B, it's a lot more work for you. I just put a CD in, I shut a lid, I wait 13 seconds, and it's done. That's it. So again, piece of equipment, $1,600. Sounds like a lot of money, but I moved through so much CDs that, and I had been stacking up all my scratch ones because I knew I was going to be buying this. And that first day, I earned my money back. I turned about 300 worthless CDs into money. enough money that it paid for that machine like that. Yep, you can do video game discs, DVDs, Blu-rays. So, yep. All right. I got to get out of here because not only do I got to pack to get the hell out of here to go to Phoenix, see my honey, I have an MRI on my hip in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Who knew you could get an MRI at 8 p.m. at night? When they called me and said, we have an opening at 8 p.m., I go, oh, you must mean a.m. They're like, no, p.m. What? So, hey, Mom, thanks for these hips. I got to get new ones, but I want to get an MRI tonight. Yes, thank you, Brian. I couldn't think of the name of it. The disc doctor is a cheap thing by the looks of it and the way they advertise it. It'll fix all your discs. It makes the discs worse. If you have a disc doctor right now, throw it away. Just throw it away. It'll be more beneficial to you monetarily just to throw it away. That's how bad they are. Yeah, Vegas is open 24 hours. You can get MR. Oh, look at that. Lisa had one at 9 p.m. But which worked because, 8 p.m. I'm not doing anything. So cool. I needed to get this done. Yay me. Yeah, Vegas is open 24 hours. All right. So next week, thriftingclass.com. Get signed up. Free intro to flipping CDs. And hopefully, Mom and I will have a show on Sunday, but Mom has not had internet since Saturday, and it's Thursday. Mom's had a nightmare, the worst of all. Of all her internet nightmares, has been the worst one ever. All right. So if you could send good juju to my mom that it gets fixed, not so much so we can have a show. If we do, cool. If we don't, no biggie. But her life is just upside down right now because of that. So on her birthday, her life is upside down. That sucks. On your birthday should be a joyous day, not fighting with the internet company for your 6th day in a row. That blows. Yeah. So please send my mom some good juju. Let's get it fixed. So something will happen on Sunday. Hopefully it's Mom and me. If not, it'll be me and maybe Debbie. I don't know. We'll figure out something. So it'll we won't post anything until probably Saturday because we'll wait and see. Supposedly Mom's getting a brand new modem tomorrow. It's going to fix everything. I don't believe it, but that's the bullshit they're telling her. So we'll see. Yeah, the problem is, John, she lives in the country and she has one option, and that company does not care about their customers and does not care that it never works. They don't. They never give them a discount. Like Mom will be out with 6 days. Most of the bigger companies will say, okay, we'll give you back that money for those 6 days. Not this company. They're pieces of shit. Yeah, I wish they gave her internet credit. They don't. Mom has had not internet for 6 days, and they won't credit her anything. In fact, they charge her more, and then when she doesn't pay them more because she's like, screw you, I ain't paying more, then they charge her penalties. It's someone who's a lawyer needs to start a class action lawsuit. It's crazy. All right. I'm out of here. I am out of here. I'm excited for next week. When I make presentations, it takes me a while to get rolling. Like I'll watch TV for a minute. I'll surf over here. I'll go try and buy a tiki mug on eBay. But then I sit and once I get it going, oh man, the shit's just flowing out of me. Oh yeah, I'll teach you that. And I'll teach you that and get you going. So if you've never done it, next Thursday is going to be great. It's going to get you going. If you have done it, it'll be a refresher. And like I said, you heard it here first. Next week is leading to something bigger. I had to figure out, okay, we have taught CDs twice and records and cassettes. Now I got to take you all to the next level. Now I got to take you all to the level to buy an extra house, or to have a kick-ass vacation, or to fund your retirement more. Okay? I got you on the basics. Now let's go. How do you break this down into amazing business? How do you do $45,000 to $50,000 a year in just CDs? It can be done. I can teach you. All right? Oh, whew. Yes, thank you. Have a safe drive. Yep. I cannot wait to see my honey. I did just see her last weekend, but yay, I get to spend a whole week in Phoenix with her. So I'm very excited. And if any of my team sees this, I thank them because they're doing a kick-ass job here. And I can actually leave for an entire week and not sweat it. Yay. So that's something else we have talked about. We'll talk about again. You want to take your business to the next level, you need someone in your office helping you out. And with that, I say goodbye. Good night. I love you all. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tell your friends. Pop that thriftingclass.com onto your socials. Let everyone know. Free class next Thursday with me. I'll teach you how to flip CDs. And with that, I say adieu. Yeah, at least Mom can get in to watch the show. Yay, Mommy. All right. Happy birthday, Mom. We got a FaceTime later with Stacy so we can open your birthday present. Yay! Goodbye, everybody.